according to Forbes in 2017, she is the fourth most powerful woman in the world.
She is an American technology executive, author, and activist.
Her book, Lean In, inspired millions of women to step up and lead.
She is the first woman to become a social media millionaire.
The leader we are talking about is Sheryl Sandberg.
She's the female force behind the largest social networking site in the world. Sheryl Sandberg, Mark Zuckerberg's right-hand woman at Facebook. As Chief Operating Officer, she's been a consultant for world leaders, and she is breaking down barriers every day in Silicon Valley.
And now every tech company wants a Sheryl. She's perceived as having strong transformational leadership traits with a mix of servant style in the way she treats her followers. Sheryl is extremely visionary, especially when it comes to the tech industry. From an early day of the tech era, she saw the potential growth in the industry. She left her job at the US Treasury Department to join Google and then Facebook.
So it was 2001 and the tech bubble had burst, and Google was a consumer internet company with 200 people. And while no one admits this now, lots of people I really respected and looked up to as mentors, said to me, you can't go to Google, that's a tech company, go be an investment banker. But I really wanted to work in the tech sector, and I really wanted to work at an operating company. I think that going to things you really believe in, whether they seem obvious or not, is the most important thing.
A few years later, she was wooed to Facebook, where she has been credited with turning the social networking site into a billion-dollar business, all while raising 2 children. But with her rise to the top, she has seen fewer and fewer women rising with her, so she's speaking out.
No one gets to the corner office by sitting on the side, not at the table. Do not lean back, lean in.
And that's the message of her new book, Lean In, Women, Work, and the Will to Lead, empowering women to take action and follow their dreams to the top.
Sandberg is the perfect role model for female leadership. She never shies away from motivating other women to follow her footsteps.
I think a world that was run where half of our countries and half of our companies were run by women would be a better world.
In 2008, Sandberg was hired as the COO of Facebook, and from that moment on, she was the leading force at Facebook and the right hand of Mark Zuckerberg.
The role I play is, Mark focuses on building the product, and I run the business functions of the company. I really believe in what Facebook does. Technology was going to change all our lives, and it has, but technology to power us as people is really the social networking movement.
Her strategy to use Facebook as a data-driven advertisement platform has helped transform the company's finance. During her first 3 years, Facebook grew tenfold to 800 million users and $2 billion in annual revenue. Sheryl is eager to transform the industry and is able to recognize and encourage talented individuals to get more involved in the business.
I worked at the Treasury Department in Washington, D.C., and that's where I met Sheryl Sandberg, COO of Facebook now. And I distinctly remember being one of the first meetings that I was in with her. And I walked into the Deputy Secretary's office, and the conference table was full, and all of the surrounding couches were full. And so what I did as a young 20-something was walked in, and my instinct was to stand by the door out of the way and not really be seen. But Sheryl, she did not miss a beat. And she was pointing and moving people out of the way and creating space for me to come to the table, because she had great empathy for me at that time, thinking that I probably needed help coming to the table. And what she was essentially saying was, your voice matters, come sit at the table and participate. And I've received so much great mentorship from her and from so many others, and so I really do look for opportunities and try to be very conscious about paying it forward to other women.
Not only is she a great transformational leader, Sandberg also shows the traits of being a great servant leader. In May 2015, Sheryl's husband died unexpectedly during a vacation in Hawaii. Her grief and broken heart were unimaginable, but instead of falling into a hole, she published a book called Option B to reach out to others and empower them to fight instead of giving up.
2 years ago, I lost my husband, Dave, unexpectedly, which is an unimaginable thing to live through. It felt like I was sucked into a void, like I couldn't quite breathe or think. I didn't think I was going to get through it. And I was even more worried about getting my children through it. I could barely get through it myself, let alone get my 2 children through this. We all face challenges, and some of them are big and huge and traumatic, and some of them are the daily challenges, but we need resilience for all of it. A few weeks after Dave died, there was a father-son activity. Our friend Phil and I were talking about who should do it. I said, okay, well, that's good, but I want Dave to go with our son. And he said, option A is not available, so let's just kick the shit out of option B.
Following the book, Option B Foundation was established to connect people around the world, those who have gone through hardships, including events like grief and loss, abuse and sexual assault, and help them learn how to build resilience, to overcome these hardships, and live a better life. And finally, as a servant leader, Sheryl acted ethically. She represented Facebook to admit its faults in the crisis of data breaches and Russian interference during the 2016 election.
We were too slow to spot this and too slow to act. That is on us. This interference was completely unacceptable. It violated the values of our company and of the country we love.
Sheryl Sandberg is among 5% of women holding top position in companies globally. She is the brains behind the supercharged business strategy and the transform finances at Facebook. She is an inspiration for millions of people and women in particular. As Sheryl says, 3 moments of joy will transform your life.
The most important thing is to open yourselves to honesty. Ask yourself, what would I do if I weren't afraid? And then go do it. Leadership is all about making others better whilst in your presence and making sure this impact lasts in your absence.